Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Fun Podcast, episode 6. I'm Guy.
I'm Nadav.
Yeah, welcome once again. Um, it seems we've been doing this later and later in the week. As
Yeah, we
as
we had two saved up at one point, and then we started falling behind. Uh,
yeah.
so
I think we're just getting more busy, and honestly, next quarter I'm gonna be a lot busier. So a lot busier.
next quarter or next
Yeah,
semester.
cause no, cause my college works in a quarter
Well,
system.
when is your next quarter? Isn't it like now?
No, no. I'm still doing my first quarter, and next quarter should start like January something,
Wait, your second quarter starts in January?
like middle to late, I think. Yeah.
That's when my semester starts.
I don't know, dude. I can check the website, but I won't.
Okay.
I just know I signed up for courses recently.
Hmm. All right.
And by the way, I may sound a little weird as the podcast. Oh my god, dude, I can't talk. As the podcast goes on, because the California fires have been fucking with my throat. I'm not so near that I'm directly affected by the fires, but the smoke, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
It's
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 pretty
bad.
bad in California right now. Thankfully, I'm not there. I'm very glad I did not fly back. Uh,
Yeah. I don't,
Good
did you
choice.
ever tell people where you are? I mean, I'm not saying you should. I'm
I'm
just.
pretty sure that we did talk that I was in Ohio.
All right. Well,
Mentioned
now
it a
you
couple
know.
times.
Now you know. Maybe give me your social security number.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. It's
Yeah, yeah.
it's five
In the
five five
description, there's gonna
five
be.
five five
Yep.
five 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 five. It's very strange that
Let me
it's
just
all
write
one
that down.
number. Like, I think it's a security risk that they did that, but who cares? You know, take my
Who
identity,
cares?
vote for me. I don't really care.
Yeah. Honestly, you probably don't want to take his identity, anyways.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that noise was. Oh.
I don't know. Anyways, is there any topic you want to start with, or just hand it to me? I mean, I don't know.
I've got a couple things. Yeah. Um,
Okay,
for,
let's do it.
First thing I want to start with, this is something we talked about. Most of my topics are things we've already talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
And by the way, listener, it's very difficult to not talk about these things when we bring them up because we be playing Warhammer 2, which by the way we've been doing a lot recently, and I fucking love playing the Skaven. If you don't know, they're just rat people, and they're really funny, and they're really fun to play. Anyways, so we'd just be talking about stuff, and we'd bring up good topics, and I'm like, wait, we should save this to the podcast. So it's
we
it's
can't
kind of
really
strange.
save it all the time though because we play for like 2 to 3 hours
Yeah,
straight and like once we played for like 6 hours straight and that was a bad day.
yeah.
I felt really sick after that. Anyways, the thing I wanted to talk about is that I fucking hate PragerU. Okay, and if you get a PragerU ad on any of our videos, I want you to tell me in the comments and I will see what I can do about getting that to stop. Because
Um, I think you only get ads if the video is monetized, and I don't think
I
we monetize our videos.
yeah, but still, I'm not taking any chances.
All right.
I
I
hate them,
mean,
man. It's so bad.
I agree.
Like every time I give them a chance, I watch the full video through just to see what they have to say. They they disappoint me so much. It's so bad. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
I mean, I kind of gave up on even trying to check it out. Um, yeah. I mean, it's basically they're like pretty much conservative, a conservative echo chamber. And it's just a bunch of really dumb stuff. I don't feel like there's any need to even start tackling what they're saying because there's just no need to.
I could deal with it if it was just conservative action, but it's like propaganda. It's
Well, yeah, of
actual.
course.
It's like, oh my god. It's just
Yeah.
spreading of misinformation.
Yeah. And there are a lot of videos out there, and it's a pretty common opinion that it's so easy to sound correct when you have no one to fact check you, and you keep like you say make a misconception or a half truth, and then you build off that, and then you're so far in like a on a pile of misconceptions and half truths that it seems correct, because no one just said, wait, your entire premise is flawed, you know,
Yeah, it's
and yeah, go ahead.
no. I didn't have it.
And many politicians do this too, and I mean not necessarily politicians, but just political figures. Um, I mean the one I'm thinking about, two of them are I don't know how much you know about what they talk about, but Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson. It's not like I religiously follow them and like criticize them, but just from seeing a few videos floating around, they're pretty much the kings of making their own little echo chambers and just this process of misinformation and in their field identity politics, which is I think we talked about this last podcast.
Just a quick recap, maybe then, because it's been a while
Um,
for me at least.
sure. I think what we said basically is identity politics are stupid because you're not referring to people as individuals, but you're just using big blanket terms.
Okay.
I think that's basic, and
Yeah.
that's I think the popular consensus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess that's what I think. I know you sent me like a PragerU video
Yeah.
recently that's like something about God and the universe.
God and science. The science
Yeah,
proved God's existence.
yeah.
Oh my God, what
Any,
a
I mean, do
video.
you have any comments on that?
I don't even know where to begin. That guy, like, what is he even? What is wrong? And another one that really upset me was, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's maybe like Kids Be Kids or something like that.
Mm,
It's just this lady, like, um explaining things that kids used to be able to do that parents don't allow their kids to do anymore because we found out it's dangerous. Like eating sand and stuff like that. Like, yeah, don't
what?
fucking eat sand, okay? It's bad. Like, what's wrong?
Man,
What's wrong with you,
I, d-
lady?
I don't know, man. I mean, all of their videos are really dumb. I remember one video I kind of stumbled upon when doing research for my um, foreign policy paper at a foreign policy class in high school, and that was in that too.
Hmm.
I was writing a paper about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict,
Oh
a very
God.
touchy conflict. I don't think we should go into it in this podcast. It's not a political podcast, so I don't know if at all. But I did go to like a I ended up googling some stuff, and I was like PragerU. I wasn't too familiar with the names. I was like, let's check it out, and it was basically saying, and again, I'm not gonna go too deep into the politics here. It's basically saying Israel is right. Um, the Arab nations or Palestinians are wrong, and just I mean, in any conflict, it's never ever that simple. It's just not. And I think if I have to reduce what I think about this to just one sentence, both sides, the Palestinians and Israelis, are right. They both have claims to the land and they're both correct.
Yeah, and the conflict is fucking stupid because they're the same people.
I mean, sure. I think in some ways they are the same people. Many of them are literally the same people.
They're literally the
A-
same people.
And it's just, they it, many people try to find a correct side, which is natural, and this happens in politics everywhere. But we have to realize there no one is wrong and the other side is right. They're both correct. They both have legitimate claims. And maybe, I know this is crazy, but maybe they just need to share it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's not that simple, but
it could be though.
it could be. But it's become complicated. So anyways, PragerU, I don't know why they're even called PragerU. They're not a university.
I don't want to find out.
I don't know, man. It's just um and going back to God and religion, because God and religion, God and science. I told you this before, and I'll say to the listener, I don't think that religion and science even occupy the same niche, or at least they shouldn't. Um, you know, early religions were very etiological in that they seek to explain the natural world, but we have developed science, which helps us explain the natural world in a process that's better for truth seeking than any other process we ever invented. So science is assisting us in our quest for truth, while religion is meant to be spiritual, or maybe not meant to be, but it is spiritual in nature, not explanatory. And I don't have a problem with people practicing religions and doing science at the same time. What I have a problem with is when people attribute the same niche of explaining things to religion, which, you know, it's not meant to be and it doesn't make any sense.
But okay, so I agree with you on some point. I wrote a paper on this. Okay,
Mm,
so religion is to do with faith, and science is to do with facts. Okay, they're
yes.
not inherently in conflict. I think where the actual conflict is how conclusions about issues and things are formed, right? Because in religion, the best people are those who are most devout, those who believe the most and they believe the hardest, even when there's opposition to their beliefs, right? Those are the martyrs, you know, the
Sure.
people
Okay.
remembered. But in science, the people who are the best are those who are the most curious, you know, who question and search for new ideas. And if they find something new, they're not afraid to change their mind, right? They admit
Mm-hmm.
their mistakes. And this is where
Yeah.
the fundamental conflict lies.
Well, I think just I mean just to tell you what I think about that. Um, I don't think your premise that um in religion those who remain pious despite opposition are considered quote unquote the best because like what is the best and also which religion? Definitely in many realms of say Christianity, I'm taking that just because it's popular. People who remain religious despite hardship are seen as, you know, virtuous. But I think that religion at its core is philosophy. And even in religion, so in science, you would reward people who
The
are curious
problem is, Guy,
about the fact.
right?
But what I'm saying is, right? Sorry, I'll let you talk in a minute. But um, in religion, I'd say people are rewarded when they are good philosophical thinkers.
But religion doesn't work that way in practice. That's good in theory, right? But religion is a community of people, right, with a hierarchy, okay? And it's an in group. And the more of the in group you present yourself as, the higher up you are in the in group. You see,
You're
it's
right.
simple
Yes,
psycho, and the thing you can't use religious and scientific thinking together to reach a conclusion. You can't do it because,
yeah. Because go ahead.
well, scientifically, if you attribute something that you don't understand to a supernatural power like a god, that's antithetical to the whole purpose of science.
Right. Well, you know, I agree with this, but what I'm saying is they don't even occupy the same niche. Religion, when you come to conclusions with faith and religion, it's in the context of philosophy.
But
You're
people
seeking,
use
wait,
religion otherwise.
right, and I'm saying that's not what they should be doing, and we agree with this. But I think that religion as a thing that's fundamental, right? Fundamental religion, I think is a lot more philosophical in nature and inquisitive in nature than just faith-based
And
religion.
I think that's nice and all, but that's not what it is.
But I
That's not how
agree it's
people
not like
treat it.
that.
That's not how the
Yeah,
masses treat it.
I agree. And you know, I don't consider myself especially religious, but I think it's sort of like identity politics, like we said before. I don't think it's healthy to attribute yourself to a faith because we are our own philosophical beings, you know, and by attributing yourself, like saying, I am X, you're just giving people like a ready-made belief system.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this also with like feminism.
Yeah.
Like we just don't like to put these labels on ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you know you can think different things as you go through life. You can discover new ways. You can change. You can grow. And when you put these labels on yourself, you trick your own mind into reinforcing those labels, even if you don't mean to.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's well said.
subconscious.
So yeah, that's what we think about religion and science. Listener, if you have any opinions or you want to disagree or just expand, write us a comment, man. I mean, we don't get many comments, do we?
Or woman. Just because we said we don't like to label ourselves as
Yeah,
feminists doesn't mean we don't believe in the
yeah,
same
yeah.
core values.
Obligatorily, guys. We don't care which religion you subscribe to, or whether you're a feminist, a Republican, a Nazi. Fucking comment on our video. We don't care. We'll talk to you.
Fucking communist.
Just yeah, communist. Just don't be an asshole. It's the only rule we got. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, even then, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll still read it.
Well, sometimes. Okay. Just be a good sport.
Yeah.
Good philosopher.
Don't troll us, because that's
Yeah.
not fun for anybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you want to troll,
there's
go
sirens
live
out
under
there,
a
so I'm gonna
bridge.
shut up.
Go under a bridge in Dordogne, in France. Probably butchered that name. Anyways, you said you had two things to talk about.
Okay, the sirens just left, so I can start talking again. Yeah, I've had a little story. You know, like I try to bring stories into the podcast, but my life is
Yeah.
pretty boring, so I don't have any stories to tell.
I got my own stories. A story after you tell yours,
Right.
or after we analyze it. Go ahead.
Well, my story isn't that long, but
All right.
I have told you this already. But my school is supposedly one of the most haunted schools in America. And anyone who's listening from my school,
Sorry.
you know, OWU, you probably heard this. OWU is one of the most haunted. Now, I was in the shower a couple days ago, and since it's Thanksgiving break, both my roommates are gone. It's just me. And I was in the shower, you know, just doing my own thing, and all of a sudden, the lights go out. And I'm like standing there, like the water hitting me, and I'm like, well, nothing really I can do about it now. I'm in the shower, right? Like, I might as well just finish my shower. I know it's like really dark, but doesn't really matter. Or just taking a shower. Hopefully, it'll go back on soon. So I keep taking my shower, and usually I'm in and out the shower in like 2-3 minutes because there's 2 other people who need to use them. But now that it's just me, I can take longer, and since there's very few people left in the building, there's actually like hot water when I need hot water. It doesn't like come on and off. So I'm just relaxing in the shower, and all of a sudden I hear a door open. And I'm like, wait,
Give
what?
me Harry Potter, and you will be
And
rewarded.
and then I'm like, okay, well maybe that's just like the trash door that's just across from my room, or like the RA just got back or something. Like, it's probably nothing, so I keep in my shower, and then I hear footsteps outside the bathroom, and I'm like, hello? And then I hear back, hello? And now I'm getting worried because the doors are locked, and I'm in the shower, like naked in the dark, not sure what to do. And then this person's like, is the power out? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. The lights went out. And like, okay, just checking. And then they left. So I think they were just checking to see which rooms got the power out.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my story.
I think they could just walk in.
Yeah.
And then tell if the power.
Well, I mean that there was no one in that room, right? So the lights wouldn't have been on anyways.
I'm just gonna say, when you believe in things that you don't understand, you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Yeah, it was pretty funny afterwards, but when it was happening, I was like, well, shit, who's this person?
Yeah.
Are they gonna come into the bathroom?
Do people in your dorm legitimately believe in stuff?
In my dorm or in my school? I think it's my school.
Well,
in
I
general.
guess
Like,
just in your school.
I don't know about genuinely. I'm pretty bad at like reading people's faces fully beyond sarcasm, but I think it does actually freak them out to a certain extent, you know?
All right. And I think something that's worth mentioning, people okay, people who don't believe in ghosts are not visited by ghosts, and people who don't believe in aliens are not abducted by them. My point is, when you believe in these things that you don't understand, um, you're psychologically primed to have illusions to experience them.
I don't think you should compare believing in ghosts with believing in aliens. Because,
Well,
well,
I'd say that many people believe in aliens in a form that's very superstitious.
perhaps, but I'm like, from outer space, there's like it can't really be
Right,
too superstitious because
right, right.
if they
But they believe
managed
in
to get
aliens.
here, then they must have technology beyond our
Yeah,
comprehension.
but they believe in aliens. Like your gray or green skinny aliens with big heads who shove things into people's butts.
I mean, that is pretty strange. I'm not sure if
like like if you're
anyone
an
truly
alien who
believes
has
that.
traveled like millions or thousands of light years to get here, you're not gonna go to some old farm and stick stuff up people's butts, you
No,
know?
but
You're not gonna do that.
no, the universe has no edge, and the
Yeah.
multiverse.
And if these aliens are gonna do that, I don't want to talk to them. There's
Really?
there is no intellectual conversation
Are
that
you
can take place.
sure? I would still want to
Nah,
talk
I'd
to
want to
them.
talk to them, of
I would
course.
have them as a guest. Oh, my mic fell down. Sorry if you can hear
Oh,
that. Oh, that's so bad.
that wasn't that bad on my side.
Yeah, but I'm
Um,
I'm
uh,
talking to you through a different mic. Oh, it fell down again.
oh, that's true. Okay, well, I can isolate that in post production.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So yeah, aliens.
Okay, what's your
And I guess
story?
this leads to my story. Okay. So recently, so I'll just set up the scene. I'm just chilling in my room. And then my mother comes in and she's like, okay, so I live in a cul-de-sac, and my window, basically, I can get up from my computer and there's a window that I can look into like the center of the cul-de-sac. And my mother is like, there's a strange man outside. He looks like he's like high or something. He's like spinning with his arms like stretched out and like looking to the sky or something. He has like a limp. It's like he just came out of fucking Home Alone. I'm like, okay. So I get up and I look, and sure enough, there's this dude. He looks like he just got out of Home Alone. He has like a beanie and stuff and jeans, and he has a limp, and he's walking around this like um this car, and he looks kind of suspicious. He's like checking out the wheels, looking inside, and then he kind of looks to both sides, and he opens the door, and he kind of, you know, shuffles around in there, gets out a wallet, stuff like that, opens the door, takes out a walking cane. I mean, at this point, I'm like, okay. I remember people telling me, just call 911 if you see something suspicious. Even though I'm like, who would be such an idiot to try to do this shit in a cul-de-sac, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call 911. I talk to them, yada yada yada, and and then my mom is like, wait, wait. I remember our neighbor. He's actually like offering space for people to live in, and she says that she just signed in a new person who like has a limp or something, or is like somewhat disabled, not mentally. Uh, and then I told 911 it's a mistake. He's just our neighbor. Blah blah blah. Hang up, and that was the end of it for me. But my mom kind of went there and talked to him, and then he invited her into his house. It's not his house. It's like the neighbor's house. At this point, it's like, do you go in? Like, this is how people get murdered. But not really. My mom went in, and turns out this guy, I don't know how much personal information I want to give about him, but basically, he came from Iran, and he, I'm not sure what he's doing here. I just know he's like kind of being sponsored by a local rabbi, and he met this rabbi. I think he was like doing construction work, and he needed his payment. He was like $15,000 or something, and the rabbi didn't have time. He was like, yeah, there's a safe at the back of the house. Just go after you're done and pick up $15,000. And you know, the guy was like, how do you trust me with this? Not only am I a construction worker, I'm also Iranian, and you know, you're an Israeli rabbi. And he told him, but you're a Ben Adam, which means you're a human being. So I thought that was funny. So so that's his backstory basically, and I don't want to say too much about him, but um, he turns out he plays the violin, and he could play like Jewish music on the violin really well, like like Russian Ashkenazi religious Jewish music,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty funny. You wouldn't expect it from a Home Alone cast member, and he gave us really good pomegranates.
Oh, pomegranates.
Like, dude,
You
pomegranates
lucky sod.
are so good. They're great. I love pomegranates. They're really good pomegranates too. They were amazing. Really juicy. So yeah, that's my story. It's a very strange
Where were
story.
they from? Were they back from the Middle East?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Uh,
Maybe, I don't know.
That's where the best pomegranates are. No, no
Man,
bias. Just
yeah,
all truth.
pomegranates are dude, they're great. Honestly, probably one of my favorite fruits.
Little grenades.
I mean, funnily enough, the word in Hebrew for grenade is the same word for pomegranate.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ha 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 ha. That's totally not what I was referencing either. Ha 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 ha.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just telling. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just telling the listener, man.
I know.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. No, they
Makes
they,
sense.
they yeah they look like a grenade and they got little
Yeah.
like things inside.
Yeah. What the fuck does grenade mean? Like
Granada. I don't know.
granada.
Granada is not has nothing to do with grenade. I don't know why I said that.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, anyways, we got some interesting stories for you today, listener.
Better than usual.
Yeah. So I have a topic for you, Nadav. Maybe you can explain something. We were talking. I was so a little backstory. My computer's hard drive basically kind of gave up, so I went into a computer shop and they installed new hard drives. And it's all good now, but I just needed to like reinstall everything because I mean they offered me to like clone the data from the hard drive, but I was like, nah, just get a clean sheet because turns out I have nothing important on that other hard drive, which is like 1 terabyte with nothing important, which is pretty funny. Um, so yeah, I was installing my new games and I was launching Warhammer and I was like, holy shit, this game is loud. And Nadav, you said they make games with speaker users in mind. And
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, why do you think so? Because
Well, because
most people I know
okay,
use headphones.
every single game you play, right? It always starts off super fucking loud. It always does. Are you drinking tea?
I'm drinking water, dude.
Oh, I can fucking hear you drinking. Okay. I just figured you're
That's the
drinking
point.
tea.
That's the point. I'm drinking while you're talking, so I
Yeah,
can edit it out.
okay. I just thought you were drinking tea because that's something like you would do. I don't know. Okay. But every game,
I mean,
every
I
game you
would.
play, the first time you open it, it's so fucking loud. Okay.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
And I like most people I know play with headphones, but
Yeah.
why are there speakers then?
I don't know, man. And
Why do they make the game so loud?
I don't know why they make it's so dumb. It's like I don't know. I don't know.
My computer is set to
I have no
volume
idea.
2. Okay? 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2 out of 100. And
I
it's
set it
still way
to-
too fucking loud.
I don't like to do that because I like to have like a scale of variation. So I have it on like 15, so I could go up or down. But if you have it on 2, you can't really go down.
Yeah, but
from
if
there.
it's on 15, my eardrums will pop every time I do something. It's so loud.
I don't know. For me, 15 is. I mean, I bet our system sounds are not the same because for me,
Probably not.
15 is fine. And generally, I don't, unless I'm like really hyped, I don't listen to like music really loudly.
No,
Um,
I don't listen to music very loudly either.
Something I don't get. Some people, like on a regular basis, listen to like really loud music, I don't get it.
I only listen to really loud music when I'm trying to drown out certain noise, or I'm brushing my teeth. So I need to get it up loud so I can hear it.
Wait, you listen to music while you brush your teeth?
Yeah, that's how I know
That
when to
is
stop. I listen for a song, and that's
that is wow. Do other people do this?
I don't know. I think it's a good idea. Like
I mean, I just I don't know how this happened, but so when I brush my teeth, I just start brushing my teeth and I like zone out. And I brush my teeth for like no joke 5 minutes. It's not that I'm like, ooh, keep I need to keep my teeth clean I mean obviously that's why I brush my teeth, but I brush for 5 minutes because I just kind of zone out and I don't know.
you brush
Just
for 5 minutes while zoned out, dude. If I don't
yeah.
have like some kind of way to know how long I've been brushing, I'll brush for like maybe a minute and a half because I'll think that's probably enough time, right? Like that's been a long
Oh
time,
wow.
right? I
I just like
no, I
zone
need
out
I
and I
need a
brush for
frame
five
of
minutes.
reference. A song is a
No.
good frame of reference,
It is. I don't know why I brushed for so long.
Also it
I
gives me
think the
something to
recommendation
do.
is like 2 minutes, but that's the recommendation. So
Yeah, got to do
reduce
more than
that by
two.
like a minute.
No,
I don't know.
music is
But
it's nice, so I can like dance while I brush my teeth. It's something to do
I
because it's a
guess.
very
I mean
boring activity.
the good thing about it, um, brushing your teeth for 5 minutes is not bad. It is actually good.
It sounds really boring.
Well, I just kind of zone out.
That's what I do when I floss, though. I don't want to
Hmm.
zone out when I'm brushing.
I guess. All right then. Brushing teeth. I don't know how we even. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah. Loud music and
loud
stuff.
music.
So yeah, listener, if you know why game companies do this, let us know. I mean, I don't know. Do you like it being that loud? I
No.
mean, no,
Oh.
I'm asking the listener, Nadav. Nobody cares about your
Well, you should
opinion.
have said listener then. Of course,
I should,
everyone listen. The listener cares about my opinion, or they wouldn't be listening.
no, yeah. All right. Um, I'm just gonna transition. So recently, I don't know if you got this, Nadav. I got an email from my high school, from our previous high school. Yeah. And did you get an email?
I don't think so. What to wait to the old PAUSD email?
No. I never used that email.
Well, maybe I got it to that one. Let me because
Mhm.
I use that one.
Are you gonna check now?
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
right. Well, while you check, so basically, I got a request, not to me specifically. It just went out to all alumni, to participate in a board about like applying to college, going to college, stuff like that, for people who are gonna begin their college careers, or at least apply to college. So I was like, I think I have a lot of useful advice to give to these people. Um, I already give like college advice or academic advice to like Israelis I know in the area, or at least their moms. And obviously, I'm not an academic advisor by any means, but I know some things like it's like the quirks and nuances of the system, which no counselor will ever tell you. You know, Nadav, you got that pulled up?
I'm still looking, man. I
All
don't think I
right.
got
Well,
it. I don't
all
think
right.
they like me.
Well, so yeah, and I actually responded. Um, I signed up. We'll see if I get selected for it. I think I have useful stuff to say. All right, Nadav, you got anything for us?
Well, I searched gun in my mailbox, and all I got was that gun was ranked number 2 in California
Mm,
this year.
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna go on this. I don't even know if you want to tell the listener what school we go to, but I think it's fine. Um, we're so lucky and privileged at our high school was seriously good and full of seriously inspirational teachers. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to stay on this topic for too long, but just an acknowledgement.
No, we had a lot of opportunities that other people did not,
Yep.
and I feel glad that I took full advantage of those opportunities.
Yep. And we're privileged. And there's nothing bad about being privileged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something you should feel. If you're a privileged listener, don't feel bad. There's too much feeling bad in the world.
White guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a privileged white male, and you should kill yourself.
Straight white male.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You don't want to be discriminatory. I don't know.
Of course, because the gays don't have privilege, right? They're gay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And something funny. How people say people of color.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make any sense? Like, white is a color, people. Like, people of color is basically a way to say non-whites. So if you want to say non-whites, say non-whites. What I say, kind of as a rebellion to that, is people of race. And then people tell me, people of race. Everybody has a race. And I'm like, yeah, everybody has a color. Fucking idiots.
In fact, you could say the opposite, right? Because white is all the colors.
Yeah. Yeah, which is why white-skinned people are the best.
The superior people, yes.
Listener, just before you storm to the comments, you're like, you guys are hating and are racist and are fascist.
I feel like if anyone has listened to 5 episodes already, this is the 6th one. They probably know that by now.
Yeah, we're pretty liberal. Not not subscribing to the ideologies of like the American Liberal Party, but we think gay people should have equal rights. Everyone should have equal rights. We don't give a fuck about your color, your race, the size of your butt, the softness of your eyes. I don't know.
Well, softness of eyes, I think, is actually quite important.
Do you think that people with soft eyes should rule the planet?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I think that's an issue, right? If your eyes are too soft or too hard,
yeah.
Like you should go to.
We've been on, this topic is really dumb.
It is super dumb.
It's getting yeah. So I guess kind of staying on that topic. Recently, I saw like a thing on Reddit, which was like, I don't remember where this was, but basically a man raped a woman, right? And in court, the man's attorney shows the woman's like underclothing as evidence that she gave consent. And obviously that doesn't show anything, but people on Reddit were going off about, because Reddit is very liberal, they were going off about how men are privileged and I don't know, and you should wear whatever you want, and clothing doesn't affect your likelihood to be raped. And on the one hand, I think.
Wait, what was that? Because it does affect your likelihood to get raped.
Yeah, that's what I take issue with. Obviously, you should be able to walk wearing whatever you want, and you should be able to walk wherever you want. Regardless of your skin color or whatever you wear or whatever sex you are, but that's just not the case, right? Like, if I'm trying to think of like a really extreme example.
Well, you think, I just want to say, like, we're not saying you shouldn't do these things. We're just saying, be prepared. Have like mace or pepper spray, or
you should you should
keys,
be able to do these things
like Wolverine style. Do you know about that? Wolverine style keys?
Well, I mean, defense-wise, I think it's easier to just grab your key like with your hand and not do the Wolverine thing. But the Wolverine thing looks cool.
No, if you have a bunch of keys, that's only if you have like a really like a
Well, yeah, but then you just increase the surface area.
No, but it's for scratching, not for stabbing. You see.
But why? I don't think it's a good self-defense tool.
Well, it's just for intimidation. Right.
Well, I think
the point is you don't actually want to use them.
Okay, so go on YouTube
you don't
and look
up
Haka war dance. Right? now whenever somebody comes up and he's like, "Yo, give me your motherfucking wallet," give me your wallet. But if you feel like you can intimidate him, like he looks a little shaky, his boots are quaking, just perform the Haka war dance. There is no way he'll stay there.
If you're attacked by a group of wolves, don't run away. Stand your ground and like charge back at them because you'll intimidate them.
Yeah. So this is the survival skills podcast.
PSA.
So what we were talking about before we were getting utterly distracted. Um,
Rape.
you should be able to do these things, but you can't. For example, if you're a black gentleman or woman, you shouldn't walk into a notoriously Nazi bar. You should be able to, because, if you live in America or in the Western world, it's your right to just walk into that bar, but people there are going to harass you, and it's possible that they're going to attack you. And, I remember freshman year, I was taking living skills, and the teacher was talking about, like, how you shouldn't victim blame, and it doesn't matter what the woman wears, it's not her fault for getting raped. And I was like, and I told the teacher, like, this obviously, if a woman should be able to wear whatever she wants, within the confines of the law. She should, like, who cares? But the fact of the matter is, I think we can all agree, if a woman is more attractive to the majority of men, she is more likely to get raped. And I'm not saying it's her fault for getting raped. I'm saying that, I'm kind of saying that. But I don't think that.
I hear it too. Okay, we're not blaming the victim. Rape is reprehensible, and whoever does it, should be punished.
Yeah.
But you can increase your likelihood of getting raped without meaning to. You don't mean to be raped, but you still increase your likelihood to do it. To have it happen to you by doing certain things. So that's something to watch out for. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. I think a good analogy for this, which I kind of thought about after looking at the Reddit thread, is like, so, most people, probably the listener, you probably live in a house, I assume. And, I would ask you, if you disagree with me, why do you lock your door? And then, you could say, I lock my door because I don't want people to enter. Right? But people are not allowed to enter. If your door is open, that's not an invitation to enter, right? They still are not allowed to. But if your door is open, it's more attractive to burglars because they're like, hey, that's an easy access, or, your window. But you still close your window, right? I think it's a good analogy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure actually in some countries, like, crimes of opportunity are like punished less severely. For example, if you walk by a car, right, and then you like break in the window and you like just like steal something small, like you're gonna be punished for it. But like if there's just like a pile of gold sitting in the seat of the car and you break in and take that gold, then it's gonna be punished less severely because that person just left gold out for everyone to see.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, I can see where it's coming from, right? Because if you didn't want your gold to be stolen, then you shouldn't have just left it out for everyone to see, right? But it's also like, well, of course I didn't want my gold to be stolen. Why would I want my gold to be stolen? It's like, that's the stupidest thing you've ever said.
I don't think that's fair at all.
But it is. I'm fairly certain that's a law in some places. Could not give you examples because I'm not sure that's even true.
Somewhere.
Not even.
Yeah,
sure
it's just what we're saying is people. We're not victim blaming. Just be aware of your environment.
Yeah.
If you leave your window open, even though it's illegal and it's not an invitation to break into your house, it's more likely that your house will be broken into. Like, it's simple, people. All right.
Should probably move on.
Yeah, we should. I guess we were talking about this before, but just the culture of going to college after high school, and requiring people to basically know what they want to be when they grow up, not specifically, but in the area they want to do when they're this young. It's kind of ridiculous, and they work for a degree and they pay so much for it, at least in America, and they don't even, they're young. They're not even sure what they want to do in life.
Um,
I just,
yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, people change their major all the time, but I definitely like education is so costly in this country.
yeah, like it's
Crazy.
ridiculous. You know, it's and I don't know how we're gonna fix this.
Can it even be
I don't know.
fixed?
Maybe, maybe, you maybe some. I mean, honestly, I'm not too big into specific politicians. I think Bernie Sanders is running on that. In fact, I'm sure he is.
Here's the problem though, right? The people who want that shit fixed are students, right? But
Yeah,
students don't have money and they don't have power. The people who
yeah,
have money and have power don't give a shit,
yeah. I
right?
mean, this
So it's
is
not gonna be fixed.
yeah, this is the epitome of conflict theory.
It's just truth though. It's I mean it's cynical and pessimistic, but sometimes
Yep,
that is the world.
yep. I had something I wanted to go off of that, but I don't remember it now. Damn it.
That's a shame.
Damn. Something with. Oh yeah. So yeah, I live in the suburbs right now, and I think there were either there were elections for like the mayor or something, or there are in the future, and everyone is running on the
I
same
know
old
where this
thing.
is going.
Yep, yep, yep. Everyone is running on the same old thing. I'm gonna reduce housing prices. I'm gonna um I'm gonna make jobs. There are gonna be more jobs for everyone. I'm gonna make your dreams come true. And I am gonna make your dick bigger. And I'm gonna make your feet small. It's like, oh, your dreams are gonna come true. Just pick me. And it's like, and this was in the U.S. federal elections too for the presidency. It's just it's really dumb, and everybody knows it's bogus. But so I don't care what people actually run on in respect to these topics. What I do care about, and it's the most important issue that the suburbs face nowadays. I mean, it's affecting millions and millions of people, especially me. So if it's affecting me, I mean, it matters really more than anything. And that's fucking like gasoline powered lawnmowers. Holy shit. These things are so loud. And because I live in the suburbs, I hear them every day. And they're absolutely horrible. And I hear one right now. Just as I was talking about this, I hear one right now. I hate them so much. They pollute the environment. The noise pollution. Whoever runs on the platform of banning these piece of shits, and replacing them with like electric alternatives. I don't even know if I can vote here, but gets my endorsement, I guess. Gets a shout out in this very popular podcast.
Yeah, you'll have to research and find. You can
Yeah.
stick their signs up all over your yard.
But
Um,
it's
okay,
seriously
here's the
terrible.
thing.
Like so much noise
You
pollution.
hate gasoline powered lawnmowers. What
Yeah,
about?
and leaf blowers.
And I'm not sure if there's gasoline powered leaf blowers. Are there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, what about chainsaws though? Gasoline powered chainsaws. Are those okay?
I mean, who uses those in a suburb, dude?
I don't know. People definitely
And
do.
I
They
mean,
trim the trees,
I
man.
I think if we can replace electricity with a gasoline, we should do it. And I think many people are because it's cheaper in the long run.
Back when I lived in Israel, actually, um, in the first house I ever lived in, back when I was a really really young kid, was in the suburbs. It was a pretty big house actually, with a nice big backyard, and there was this tall evergreen tree. I can't remember exactly what kind of tree it was, but it was an evergreen, and it was out the back, and it was really big. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And my mom told my dad that he should probably start like trimming some of the branches, because it started getting like too heavy for itself to support. And he was like, I think it's fine. So yeah, he would like mow the lawn and do stuff. So, but the tree just kept getting bigger and bigger. And one day, it tipped over, and it fell towards my house. And let me tell you, this was the closest thing. When it was finally like on the ground, the tip of it just touched the back wall of my house, and it split the lawn in two. like the backyard. It just split it in two. It was the funniest thing,
Wow.
but it was, yeah.
I I remember when I lived in Israel, strangely enough, I also had like a really tall evergreen, and I don't know how tall it really was. I know it was pretty tall, but my backyard wasn't that big. I mean, it was pretty well sized, at least as I remember it as a kid. And at the corner of it, there was just like this massive evergreen, and I mean, I don't know what it was doing there. It was so big and so tall. I always thought it would fall on our house. It hasn't yet on the house. It's good, but it's
Nice.
very strange. It's like looming over the house like a great beast. It doesn't belong there.
Yeah, evergreens are not very common in Israel. It's a coincidence that we both had one in our backyard.
Yeah.
I
All
had
right.
like olive trees and lemon trees. Those were great.
Yeah, I had I don't actually know the actual. I had an olive tree. I don't know the actual name of the other tree. We call it mini oranges or like Chinese
Clementines,
oranges, I think. It grows these like really small. They're about the
Yeah,
size.
probably clementines.
No, they were about the size of a walnut or smaller, and they were just like these really sour. Like the insides were really sour, but the skin was kind of sweet. And sometimes when they were ripe, we would just pick them up and eat them because like what else are you gonna do with them?
Tangerines, maybe.
No, 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 they were definitely not tangerines. They were just small, like the size of a. And I'm talking not about the whole walnut, like the insides of the walnut, but that size. I don't know. Maybe I'll Google it and leave a link in the description. Who cares, honestly? I'll do it. I'll do it just for closure because I want to
No, no,
know.
you can tell me and I'll put it in the video, like it's text below as we talk,
All
so
right.
the viewers can like shout it out and
Yeah.
have fun at how stupid we are.
Yeah. So that was that. Yeah. We got like 8 minutes left in this podcast. Any section you want to do? Any conspiracy theories this week we learned? I mean, I don't know.
I don't really have a conspiracy theory. We did so many last time,
Yeah,
and
we
I
just shot everything we had.
haven't really had the time to like come up with good new ones, or find good ones that are, you know, actually out there.
Yeah,
Because most of them are fucking shit. Let me tell you, like,
yeah.
there's actually not that many good conspiracy theories out there.
And how do you categorize? How do you determine a good conspiracy theory?
Entertaining.
I think I agree because it can sound misleading. When we say good conspiracy theories, it's like ones that kind of make sense. Like ooh,
No, none of them make sense.
is Hillary Clinton a reptilian?
No,
Kind of makes
she
sense.
has a child trafficking ring underneath a pizza store.
Yeah,
You know.
well, I think Alex Jones also said that about like Obama.
Yeah, fucking Alex Jones.
I don't know, man.
We should have a segment on Alex Jones.
Dude, maybe we should. I don't know.
Yeah, we should have a war with Infowars.
But man, I mean, I tried once to do the Alex Jones voice. No way I'm doing that. I don't know what's in his throat, but Jesus Christ.
You don't want
Like
that in yours,
like
whatever it is.
yeah, oh my God. How do you get such a voice? You're not born with that, are you? Can you imagine can you imagine an Alex Jones baby?
I
Like a
mean, he kind of looks like a weird
he
baby right
does.
now.
He has
So
like baby fat.
yeah,
Yeah, but just like a baby that has like the face and voice of Alex
yeah,
Jones.
baby's hair too.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know, it just sounds funny. Maybe listener, this is the time where you close the podcast and question your life choices.
Well, we should do yeah, today this week I learned.
Go ahead. What did you
I just have to come up with something that I learned this week.
learn?
You see, because
That's why I told you
I
to do it first.
oh, I know what it is. So you know how electrons have weird orbitals in
Yeah.
atoms, and they don't like fill up the way you expect them to.
Yeah.
I found out that that's all because of when you solve Schrodinger's equation for an atom, and you get all these weird quantum numbers, and then when you when you solve for like all the permutations of the quantum numbers, it gives you like the orbitals and stuff like that, and that's why it does that. And there's like an equation for the energy
Mm-hmm.
based on and the quantum numbers, and if you plug in the quantum numbers, you'll see why they fill up so strangely. I
I
thought it
like
was
how
really cool.
I'm not criticizing you because I do this too, but whenever we did this week we learned it's so restrictive because it's very focused on like science, which most people I guess don't know. Which, by the way, listener, if you don't know this science, like that's
That's
totally
fair. That
legit.
we just learned it, so we didn't know it either,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Also, we're like complete nerds. I'm sure you know this by now.
and that's just it. Like, what? Yeah, we're fucking nerds. This is the
Yeah.
stuff we like to learn.
Let's see. What did I learn this week? Oh yeah. I mean, it's not very exciting, but I learned some new calculus. Um, what is it? I don't know if you did this already, but multiplication by parts.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm just saying for the listener,
Oh,
when when you have two like functions, I guess, which are multiplied within an integral, you can do some integral wizardy stuff and solve it.
uv minus the integral
Yeah,
of v du.
yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
I learned that. I know how exciting, right? I love this podcast. I fucking love this podcast. And I think this is a good time, just referencing this, to tell the source of the name Big Fun. I think I already
Oh,
did this.
big fun. No,
I,
I don't think we ever talked about big fun actually.
so okay. I mean, do you wanna?
I can start. Yeah.
All
So
right, go ahead.
back in high school, when we were in our senior year, we were taking a class called AP Physics C, which is calculus based first year physics, for like college first year physics. And our teacher, Mr. Dunbar, fucking great teacher. What a man, like amazing.
Honestly, one of the best teachers I've ever had. He inspired me for life.
Yeah, honestly, and his life story looks so good.
Yeah,
Well, he would have us. We wouldn't do labs, but every now and then he would have like a problem that we would have to work on.
yeah.
And the first one was the volcano problem. So he set up these two stilts and had a ramp going up them, and this little like toy airplane tied to a string that would like climb up the ramp. And the toy airplane carried a cargo, which was like a little bit of Mentos. And there was a volcano underneath the ramp, and the volcano was filled with Coca-Cola. And your task was to figure out where on the ramp to place this little mechanism that when the plane hit it, it would release the Mentos would fall into the volcano, and the volcano would erupt. Now,
Yeah.
that's what we worked
Yep.
on for like a week or so. It was a pretty tough problem. And now, what Guy did, Guy made the most humongous, just unwieldy, like,
Okay, okay. So what I did, I got the correct solution and everything, and I got like a formula to solve for distance up the ramp. So at what distance the plane would release it. So it would be d with these distance equals to blah 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 blah, and the blah 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 had in it a value for acceleration, right? Because acceleration would change over the course of the trajectory of the airplane. So an acceleration was defined as a equals a very long equation, right? Like a equals blah 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 blah. So you can plug in what a is equal to in terms of the other stuff into the equation. But the problem is that then what you had defined in terms of a is now defined in terms of this massive equation, right? So basically, for every a, which is acceleration in the equation, you would put in another massive equation. And this made a very, very big and ugly equation. So, on my final paper, I actually had a acceleration defined separately, so I could so I could fit the other equation on the paper. Uh,
It was
so
it was
so I
so
was
bad.
like, what am I gonna call this? I don't want to call this ugly. So I'm gonna call this Big Fun. Um, and so Big Fun was born.
Uh huh.
Big Fun.
We
Yeah.
um we did work on like a intro song for Big Fun
Mm-hmm.
based off of the song Rich Girl.
Yeah.
Um, and this is because back when Big Fun was first born, I started singing it based at a tune of Rich Girl because Guy had gone too far. But we decided not to use that song in the end. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we don't have rights to the song.
I don't know. I I, I think I don't know.
Could be just because we're terrible at singing and terrible at writing
Yeah.
lyrics.
I mean, we could not make good lyrics. We're not songwriters, guys. Yeah. All right. I think it's about time we wrap up this podcast. Listener, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed,
Hey,
just leave a like.
final thoughts, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just gonna talk a little bit quietly, so you should turn up the volume if you want to hear what I'm gonna say. You should smash that like button, hit that subscribe, ring that bell,
Smash.
share with all your friends, leave a comment, tell us what you want to hear next. And guys, I just can't tell you how much it means to me for you to have watched this video. Leave a like, thumbs up, yay! Bye.
Guys, I cannot tell you how much leaving a like helps us. If you enjoyed the video, just do all that. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you didn't enjoy the video, I don't know why you made it to the end. Maybe it's seriously time to reconsider your life choices. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week. We should be every week. And yeah, any closing thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, headphone users.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Don't worry, we're not video game companies. We're not gonna make it very loud.
We're sorry. Bye.
Yeah, all right. See you later. See ya. Bye.